Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about the best way to prepare yourself for a competition. So the first phase are the days leading up to the competition. So usually the week before the competition is when I start only practicing the events for that competition, just not as heavily as I would usually. And then the day before the competition, I would practice as much as I can, and the day before that, so basically 2 days before the competition is when I'd start really practicing. And usually I set a schedule for myself, so I put the events that I'm not really focusing on for this competition in the first few days of practice. So like I'll practice all of the events every day, but I'll mainly practice the ones that I don't really care about up until those last 2 days, where I will focus on the events that I really want to do well in, and maybe do like an average of 5 of those events that I'm not really caring for. So basically that is what you want to do for the days leading up to the competition. And let's talk about how you want to practice. So I think it's always best to practice with a stack mat. If you don't have one, that's fine, but it's just much more realistic, and you can get a better sense of the times that you might get in competition. One thing that I would also do or recommend is getting a cube cover, which you don't have to, but it just kind of makes it more realistic for a competition setting, and it's just overall, I think, better for practice. Following up with that, I would include 15 seconds of inspection in your practice, or if you usually do less than 15 seconds even at home, like you never go over 15 seconds, then you can probably just leave it there. But if you have a problem with the 15-second inspection, I would definitely set yourself to do that. Another thing that I would really recommend, and this is what I do all the time, so to put myself in a competition setting, I go on YouTube, there's this video, I'll link it down below, but it's basically crowd or audience noises for like an hour, and I put those into my headphones, and I turn up the volume a bit, and I just start practicing with the cube covers and all that, and just set myself into the competition. And I think that's really helpful, because usually at a competition, the audio around you affects you. So like, if there's a lot of people there, you think, oh my gosh, there's so many people there, but you're not even looking, so how would you know? Well, that's because of sound. So right now, you can simulate that with this simple trick. Now let's talk about the day of the competition. So if you wore yourself out the day before, and you pretty commonly are tired the day of the competition because you practiced so much the day before the competition, then I would take it a bit easier the day before the competition. Maybe not do all the events, but the ones that you're really focused on. But that's only if you seem to be tired after the day before competition. So the day of the competition. I don't know why I worded it weirdly. Anyway, now with that being said, the morning. So obviously you want to not be tired, not only in your hands but in your head. So I would recommend getting at least 6 hours sleep if that's possible. Definitely much more if you use too much more. I wouldn't set your alarm for 6 hours unless you have to get up early, but then I would go to sleep a bit earlier as well. So obviously that's something that most people say, get a good night's sleep or whatever, but it's for real, you want your mind fresh and right out of the box.